factor to battle this far back.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Fox kicks to Mozgov. And it's Paul George with the foul.
He just picked up his 4th personal foul, and now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. That's good. And that's now 7 points for Timofey Mozgov.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their pass.
Boston making some changes. Stoudemire's checked in for Perkins. Evans comes in for Franklin. And it's Hezonja in for Rozier. Evans passes to Stoudemire.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Rebounded by Valanciunas. Brooks, that's a 2-pointer. The offensive rebound. Fareed. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Out to the wing. Redick with it. Now Stoudemire defender. Redick with the bucket.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
It's tipped. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Bonner, he's checked in for Reed. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Fox.
You know, what an advantage he brings to this offense, guys. I mean, being able to drain the 3-ball, that really can spread a defense and extend the defense as well.
Now here's Brooks. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. To the left wing. Carroll dishes to Bonner. Kicks it to Mozgov. 5 on the clock. Now here's Evans. He has 6. And Valanciunas kicks to George. Mozgov with the block. Dish out to Carroll. Shot left block. And again, it's Atlanta. George. Misses. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Atlanta leads by 4. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Matt Bonner is out there with Mourning. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. Then it's Conley. And it's Carroll in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Conley kicks to Bonner. Hornacek passes to Bonner. And there's the feed to Carroll. There's the triple. And Boston with the rebound.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Boston trails by 7. Evans dishes to Fry. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
Assisted by Tyreke Evans.
Evans has got 5 assists in the game.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots. And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his 5th foul.
Well, one more and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
Conley kicks to Fareed. Blocked again. Here's Azania. And that one is hammered home.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Foul.
Boston trails by 5. Evans outside. Uncovered. No good off the back of the rim.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
And Fox gets it to go.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Fox has gone 3 of 7 shooting from the floor. Evans kicks to George. To the middle. Here's Stoudemire. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play. How about the game for Evans? He has 8 points, then his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Morning against Valanciunas. The 8-footer. Morning can't make it work.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally.
Oh!
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I'll tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I'll tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
And stolen by Morning. Here's Fox. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Conley into the lane. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Hornacek for 3. Here's Morning. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
And they've made the long range look like a layup at times in this one, guys.
You know, something else I've noticed is just how many of their baskets have been set up by assists throughout the game.
course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Conley kicks to Mourning. Here's Fareed. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Take a look at what Michael Conley's done. He's got 11 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Stoudemire. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Passes to Hazanya. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Oh, big three right there. I mean, I've got to say, defensive breakdown, no doubt. They've got to have a bigger man on him. And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it. And that makes it a two-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 5. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Atlanta making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Reed. Damari Carroll comes in for Fox. And it's Gordon in for Jeff Hornacek. Here's Hazanya. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That one on Mozgov. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
They really had to have those free throws. It's down to a one-possession lead.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're losing by 5. There's 14 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you don't want to foul blindly, though. I think teams make a mistake when they do that. Go for the steal. See if you can force a mistake. And then see what happens after that.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Assistant, Amari Stoudemire.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
At the line.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Taking 2 shots.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game. Now a timeout called by Boston. They trailed by 5. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the fourth. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall.
Taking 2 shots.
And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Conley left side. And so it's Atlanta with the W. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg